And in here is the bag of giblets. So you want to rinse that off. See, that's full of blood. And what they do is they seal up the heart and, you know, the liver for you, and you open the bag up and dump that in the pot and heat that up as well. So that makes really good broth too to mix into your stuffing. Okay, so what's in the bag here? Basically you got body parts. Alright, so here looks like a looks like the heart. Throw that in there. I'm not a mortician, so I may be getting it wrong. This is the liver, and I don't like liver, but again, we're doing this for the flavor. And over here you got, well, maybe this is the heart. Who knows? But throw it in there and boil it. Okay, now we're coming to a real important part of the meal. The stuffing. Now, pay attention. If you can get a big pan like this, this is the best way to do it. If not, use a couple of the little pans. You know, it depends on how many people you're cooking for. We're probably going to have 12 people. Now, this is the Mike Weiss secret to Thanksgiving. This is one of the big secrets. Mrs. Cubbidson's. I'm not an owner. I don't have stock in it. I'm just telling you. I'm from California. I'm in Virginia. And I'm telling you that when people taste my stuffing, they can't believe it. This is the main key. They don't sell it everywhere in the country. And as you can see, I just got a case delivered of 12 boxes of this stuff, like I do every year, because it is really the key. Remember that name, Mrs. Cubbidson's. Google it and order it long before you're gonna, you know, cook your Christmas turkey or your Thanksgiving turkey. Now on the back, it's got all kinds of directions, and basically what I'm interested in is the weight of the turkey. Here you got from 20 to 25 pounds, 4 to 6 bags. There's 2 bags in each box. I'll use 6 or 8 just because I love it. And we've got a big family and we like leftovers. So watch the magic. Now, if you're not like a real experimental type of cook, or you're in a hurry, or you just don't feel like messing around, they have instructions right here on the back. They got them on the side. They tell you everything you know. You can just follow the instructions here and you'll be good to go. I do a little extra because that's how I am. And I look at the stuffing, and this is like pre-spiced up, and it's really good. But I use it as the base. So I dump my, you know, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna put 4 or 6 bags in here. That's why I'm using such a big container. And let me do that, and I'll come right back to you. Okay, so that's what 6 bags of this stuffing mix looks like, and I like to get the classic dressing season. You know, they make different products. You know, I'm sure they're all good, but this is my favorite. And you're gonna, it's, you know, like I said, you could follow their instructions and it would be awesome, but I'm gonna make it extra specially cool. And trust me, if you follow my way, you're gonna be a hero. Okay, I think the box calls for about 2 cubes of butter or margarine into this thing. You know, I just kind of wing it, so I'll just go ahead and put a lot of butter in there. It's not very healthy, but you'll see. Okay, so basically I've melted this butter down almost all the way, and I'm just going to dump it in there. And then we're going to get kind of messy here as we start to add things, but it's really a lot of fun. Now I'm going to take this and basically, you know, like I said, it's just really to texture and to taste, so I don't really follow instructions as far as the amount. And I can tell you I'll be adding more than that. Okay, so as you can see, we're going in for round 2. And I put all that other butter in here, and you know, I can just tell by the consistency as I stir it around that you know, it's not enough. Now if you're a health nut, you probably don't want to follow my recipe, because this is probably going to take 10 years off my life, but it's not about how long you live, it's how good you look in your casket. So just watch your little boyish figure. Oh yeah, that right there is health, my friends. Pure health. So the butter is in there. I've mixed it up, and now I've chopped an awful lot of onions, or I can't say that I did, but I had somebody do it. But I also have eggs. I'm going to put eggs in there, but this is not the amount of onions I'm going to put in. You really do it to taste. I mean, I love onions, so I'm going to put a lot in there. They bake down, so you know, they're not strong, but man, if you like onions at all, add them. I can't imagine it without. And so, you know, again, it's not, I don't measure. I just go by texture, by look, by taste. I just start adding it in. Charlie, I am trying to make a YouTube video here. You leave me alone. He's getting hungry because he's smelling everything. This is a lot of stuffing mix, so I'm putting a lot of onions in there, and now I'm going to mix it up, and I can't film while I'm mixing it up, so I'll be right back. Alright, so I just remembered I have a tripod, so now I can do a little bit more so you guys can see it accurately. Now, this year I'm using a spoon, but you're going to see later I'm going to end up using my hands, so make sure you got your nails clean and cut and got nice clean hands, because it's like working with clay or finger painting or something. Now I can tell by the consistency that it's getting pretty good. Now look at all the onions I used. This thing was a mountain of onions. So now I'm going to add the eggs. Big box here. So basically, make sure you don't get any shells in there. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll put 5 in and see how that fills. And again, I have to do it by texture, and you'll know what I mean once you do it. And then these other onions that you see here, those will go for my wife's turkey upstairs. She's cooking a bird the same size. Okay, so mix these in, and I can tell that's not enough eggs. You know, the eggs really keep it together and give it a little bit of a better texture. And they do definitely add to the flavor. You can see why you need a big mixing bowl or container. And if you have dogs, make sure that you don't spill any of these onions on the floor. You probably know that onions are deadly to dogs, just like chocolate and just like grapes or raisins. So you got to be careful. I got 2 dogs standing right below me, praying that I drop something. Got a little bit, oh shoot, got some more eggs. And I'm going to add 3 more eggs. So what was that? That's a total of 8, I think, in my case. But you know, do your own thing. It's trial and error, and you can't really screw it up. That's the good news. I mean, it'll just have a different texture or a different taste, or you know, something like that. It's not like the end of the world. So, you know, if you're one of those people that follows cooking directions exactly, you're going to be a stressed out person. You don't want to do that now, trust me. Just wing it. As long as you get the basics down of whatever meal you're cooking, you should be good to go. Like right now I'm boiling a pot with the giblets, just getting ready to boil over. So I'm going to turn that down. Okay. Now, next you got your celery. I don't know if you can see that. I can't really see what I'm filming, but I'm assuming that the camera's aimed here. So I use a lot of celery. Chop it up nice and fine like this. It adds color and also flavor. And so, you know, you can't really add too much. In fact, I'm going to make it easy. I'm just going to add it all. Now, if you asked me how much celery I just put in there, I could not tell you. I don't weigh, I don't measure. Just ignore me. I'm just talking because the silence is deafening. So I got to talk. All right, so now I mix it all up. Don't worry, I'm going to do a much better job of mixing later with my hands. It's going to be fun. You'll see. Oh yeah. Now you can't see it, but I got a 125-pound golden retriever standing here and a 2-ounce Pomchi. And the reason they're at my feet is because they smell this. That's bacon. Now we fried a lot of bacon, get all the grease out of it. My wife's got half up there and I got the other half. And you know, you gotta eat some bacon. It's tradition. But what you're gonna do with this, you can use scissors if you have some clean scissors. It's a little tedious, but I like to just tear it up, man. As small as you can. You know, not like real crumbly. I mean like bacon bits. You know, just shred it up, man. Have fun with it. I'm not gonna make you watch me do the whole thing, but you're gonna get the idea here. You know, some people take scissors and they just cut it right up, I suppose. I don't really know that, I'm just making that up, but I assume people do that. But you know, some people wear long underwear and slippers when they're preparing their Thanksgiving meal. Uh-oh, it sounds like me. Thank God you can't see it, but that is what I'm doing. I mean, what time is it? It's like 2:27 in the morning. Damn right I'm in long underwear. Shred it. Take your time. Doesn't have to be too small. You don't want it too big. I mean, you don't want like pieces like this. But, you know, maybe tear that into 3 or 4 pieces and you're good to go. I mean, everybody likes bacon. Well, I mean, I don't want to get religious, but I guess some people don't. Most of us like bacon. How's that? Woo-wee! I got something boiling over here. Emergency alert, emergency alert. So I'm using an electric stove down here, which upstairs is gas, and I prefer gas, so just thought I'd throw that in there because that'll be my excuse if weird things happen. I'll say I don't know what I'm doing. I did not just hand the dogs a piece of bacon. I know that's what it looked like, but that's not what happened. Okay, this is a good time to just resign yourself to the fact that you're going to get messy. Because if you don't have a good mix, you're going to end up with an uneven mixture of stuffing where you're going to have, oops, there goes a piece of bacon to the dog. See, I got to be careful that onions don't fall down there. But if you're not careful, you'll end up with half the stuffing with bacon and onions and the other half with just all onions, and you know, you get the picture. So just don't be afraid to get messy. Keep a towel next to you. Do it next to the sink so you can rinse off. Make sure your hands are spotless. You're not picking your nose or scratching your ass. You know, the more you have in the container, the harder it is to be sure that you're good to go. And it's going to get a little bit harder too, because I've still got more stuff I got to add into this, and you know, it's a challenge, but it's fun. So just pretend like you're a sculptor. What I do next is I include the walnuts. These are finely diced walnuts. They're diamond and they're from California. That's why I get them, because that's where I'm from. Just kidding. But you know, I used to do the fresh walnuts and grind them up with a rock like I was a Indian on the plains. But you know, you get older and you just want to expedite. I also sometimes will put almonds in there and different types of nuts. If you don't like nuts, don't put them in there. My wife doesn't like them, so she makes a different batch of stuffing without the nuts. But I'm telling you, if you even slightly like them, give it a try. I think it just really gives it that oomph. And now if somebody in the house is allergic to nuts and you don't like them, then use extra nuts. Just kidding. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is, probably don't have to show you this part. I bet you guessed that I had to open the bag, but I'm thorough. And so I sprinkle them liberally in here because I like them. Well, I'll probably use half the bag. Yeah. For a container of stuffing this size, that seems like a lot, but it's really not. I mean, once I mix it up, you're going to see those nuts will disappear quicker than my nuts disappeared on my first date. Just kidding, that was bad. I'll probably edit that out because it could be grandmothers watching this. Charlie, stop growling at me. Listen, I haven't said one cuss word yet, so that's pretty rare. I think we ought to have a press conference. Mike prepared stuffing without cussing. Charlie, get your nose away from here. See, the thing is, Charlie can reach up here and within one breath inhale this entire mixture. So I'll do a better job later on of mixing that, but that just gives you the idea. Constant rinsing, constant drying. It's like an operation room here, like a hospital. Like a surgeon. Woo! Okay, so what we do now is I get a couple of bottles of the cheapest white wine that I can find. I don't even know what this is. It's called Barefoot. And basically you get a white wine, This is good to baste the turkey with, but I also put a little bit in the stuffing. I don't need a whole lot of that because, remember, I was boiling the turkey neck and the giblets, so I got all that broth, which is really, really good. And I'm going to strip the meat off the neck, cut up the heart and all that stuff, and make it very, very small. Put it in here. You can do the liver too. I'm not a big fan of that, but you know, that's me. Okay, so we got the turkey neck here, and one of the things, I don't know, should I zoom in? Let me see if I should zoom in here. Hang on a second. How do you? Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, let me. So basically, what I'm going to do here is, it's a pain in the butt. You just tear the meat off on a nice clean cutting board, and if you cook it enough, it should just come right off, just like this. And you know, you don't have to do it on the board. You can do it right over the stuffing and put it into the stuffing. Tear it up as small as you can. There's not a lot of meat, but it's very good, and believe it or not, it makes a difference. And if you happen to drop some in the dog's mouth, whee, they like it. So we're gonna do that.
Oh my god.
That's my son playing PlayStation in the background at 4 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, we definitely make this an all-nighter. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. And you get an idea. You're going to take these giblets, take a knife, and cut them up as small as you can. Some of the stuff like the liver, and you know, they have a very bitter flavor to them. So you want to cut those up very small so that your guests don't get a mouthful of, you know, a big piece where it tastes all livery or something. So you want to cut those up nice and small. Alright, then you add all that in, the heart, same thing, and you get the idea. Okay, now we want to add mushrooms. These are pieces and stems. You can get bits and pieces, you can cut them up yourself. Canned mushrooms, they're perfect. Dump them out, chop them up, and add them to your stuffing. So I had to charge up the battery. It's like 2 hours later, and we'll check on the stuffing now. All I did was add the mushrooms that I cut up. I cut them up, added them, and that's all you missed. So, am I tired? Yes, I am. It's nice and moist. So if you wanted the top of it a little bit brown, see, this is perfect right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. We're going to zoom in here. Yeah. But, ooh, hot. Look at that. You see it? So nice and very good. And it's done just right. So, stuffing's done. Now we're going to move on to the boiling onions. Man, I just feel good. Just good.